I always slightly enjoy, but not enjoy, but kind of have to watch, maybe more in the way that you have to look at a car wreck. I need to look at Trump's interviews when he goes on these shows that try to act like they're discussing business, like they're discussing finances and the economy in a more substantive way. And we're going to have the U.S. president come and explain the nuances of his economic blah, 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 because it's always so uncomfortable. And especially with Larry Kudlow, who the whole time looks like he's just asleep. He's just asleep. And he tries to pretend like he's vibing with what Trump is saying. So I'm going to show you in a second here, him just sitting kind of baffled and confused in silence as Trump rambles on. Exact proof of how illiterate and incoherent his economic policy is.
I think the good parts are the Trump economy and the bad parts are the Biden economy.
But first, here was Larry Kudlow saying, hey, listen, you might not, this just gives you some proof that throughout this interview, even Larry Kudlow didn't know what's going on. He goes, listen, you might not agree with the numbers Trump is throwing out, but don't you like the vibe?
Start paying down debt. This country has never been so strong, militarily or any other way.
All right, coming up, more of my interview with President Trump. You have to love his optimism. You may not agree with every number, but you have to love his optimism. Anyway, I'm Kudlow. We'll be back with President Trump in just a
Hi, I'm Kudlow. This is Larry Kudlow, and we're now for the... Oh, no, it hit me again. We're here for the Kudlow Corner. Yeah, even he has to admit, you might not agree with every number, but you gotta love that he thinks we're gonna do really well, which, no, you've never accepted that with other politicians, but now the bar has been so lowered that you don't even care if Trump's saying accurate things to substantiate his economic policy. You just credit him with having a positive vibe. Well, his perspective is that everything's great, so you gotta love that. Just the quickest pause to request that you click the subscribe button, the simplest, easiest, freest way, completely free, to support the work that we do. Right below the video, click that subscribe button. Back to the video. And here's Trump explaining a story that is maybe real, maybe fake, that shows you with something so crucial as global trade policy, he treats it like the most childish decision ever.
We weren't taking anything. I said, well, we have to do something because we have to even that up a little bit. I didn't have to get everything at one time. So I put on a 30% tariff, which is very low. Still, we were having a big deficit, but it was half the deficit. Then I got an emergency call from, I believe, the Prime Minister of Switzerland, and she was very aggressive, but nice, but very aggressive. Sir, we are a small country. We can't do this. We can't do this. I couldn't get her off the phone. We are a small country. I said, you may be a small country, but we have a $42 billion deficit with you. No, we are a small country. Again and again and again. I couldn't get her off the phone. So it was at 30%. And I didn't really like the way she talked to us. And so instead of giving her a reduction, I raised it to 39%. And then I got inundated by people from Switzerland, and I figured, you know what, we'll do something that's a little bit more palatable, at least now. But I realized that all these, Switzerland you think of as, ultra chic, ultra perfect, they're not.
Did Trump just use the word chic? So chic. So let's keep listening.
They're only that way because we allow them to rip us off and make all this money. And I could say the same thing with another 40 countries. You know them better than I do. You and I could name them. Some are much more egregious. And I realized then that the only reason we aren't doing the kind of numbers that we should be doing is because we've allowed countries over the years to take advantage of it. By the way, with tariffs. They charge tariffs, and we didn't charge tariffs.
So Larry Kudlow has no idea what's going on. Trump's just saying a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Trump doesn't understand trade deficits. He doesn't know what was being said by the representative of Switzerland. I was looking, I don't think he was naming correctly who he was talking to, but regardless, I don't know a ton about Switzerland's political situation or their leaders, but he was talking to somebody supposedly, and they're telling him, no, Donald, as his accent always goes, you can't do that. And what was being explained was not just a dumb point about we're a small country. It was a very substantive point that goes right over his head. which is if y'all have a lot of stuff you like buying from us, you're a big, wealthy country with a lot of consumer power. So you have a lot of demand. And if you happen to like some of the stuff that gets created here in Switzerland, then you buy a bunch of stuff. That's not our fault. We like it. There's no way we can counteract that by buying equivalent from you because we're such a small country. We don't have the same number of people or consumer demand. So she's explaining, if that is who he was talking to, a good point. But he doesn't get it at all. But then he explains something that I know we're a little numb to it, but really think about how Trump has reconfigured the World Trade Order as it pertains to the United States. If you use the wrong tone, he can't remember the name of who he was talking to, but apparently he's talking to somebody and they used the wrong tone of voice with him. And that caused him to raise their tariffs. He even said they were trying to be nice. So do you wonder why a lot of these countries are now looking for new deals with other, even our adversaries in some cases, realizing they can't be as reliant on us? Of course, that's actually so devastating for us to have forced the lesson into the faces of all of our allies that you can't trust our word. We won't be a steady trading partner. Even if I tell you I'm going to reduce tariffs, if you use the wrong tone of voice with me, then I'm going to raise them again. There's no dependability for businesses. There's no way to plan for the future because Trump might get annoyed one day and then ruin your whole plan. Or he might get happy. Someone might give him like a golden crown or something and then he'll lower their tariffs. And so as much as that sounded like a ramble, it tells you so much about why this isn't working. Then we'll look at this story as well when he met Mr. Toyota.
Even close. I think the record is $3 trillion. We're at $18 trillion. And, you know, they talk about construction jobs are way up, right? Well, they're up because they're building all these factories all over the country. You have car plants under construction. I spoke to Mr. Toyota in Japan. I said, what's your name? Toyota. I said, if your name's Toyota, you're a very rich guy. He's about 90 years old. And he said, I'm going to invest $10 billion in the United States building plants. But everybody is. They're all doing it. They're all even close.
Toyota. You rich must be. Yoda. Do you make Toyotas? I can just picture saying Toyota. Oh, that was a reference to Yoda, by the way. Yoda from Star Wars. Oh, get your brains out of the gutter. I was doing Yoda. Because I'm pretending Trump got mixed up and thought he was talking about Toyotas. Like Yoda toys. And that's how Yoda. What? Y'all crazy. So there's that story. Here's AOC saying in response to Trump going, I couldn't understand anything Bad Bunny was saying. AOC goes, well, I often can't understand what Trump is saying.
I wanted to ask you about the Bad Bunny halftime performance. Trump is out there saying he couldn't understand, or nobody could understand a word he was saying, and that the dancing is, quote, disgusting during the act. What's your response to what he's putting out there?
I barely know what Trump's saying half the time, so I feel him.
That is good. I don't know why I matched her laugh tone. That was weird. But yeah, we don't. Now, here's something Trump posts on social media. Okay, stick for this because this is crazy. You know how he posted a blatantly racist image of the Obamas? And then his defenders came out and said, he couldn't be. I hate when we get this debate too. How do you know that he's racist in his heart? It's like, shut up. He posted a racist thing. That's what I'm saying, okay? And you know it too. Don't do this whole, in his heart, he might, blah, blah, blah. And so the original defense was, but he had Nicki Minaj at the White House. That was many of the defenders of Trump. And now you have Trump just posting videos of him with different black people. Just going, look at me. How could I be racist? I've taken photos with black people. Is that P. Diddy? Why are you including him in the slideshow? Bad time, Don. Bad time. I'm really sorry. This looks like an in memoriam for Trump. This looks like a Grammy goodbye to the fallen stars tribute to Trump. This is so weird. Guys, in 1 week, you had the President of the United States depicting the former President of the United States as an ape, claimed it wasn't racist, then claimed he actually decided to delete it, but it wasn't a mistake, but a staffer did it, but he did look at it, but he passed it off someone else and didn't see the part with the racist imagery. Then you have people defending the president by saying that he has been in the same room with a black person before, and now you have the President of the United States posting sad music along with a slideshow of him with black people. That's the situation that we're in here. Insane. Now, Patriot Takes grabbed this video. MAGA pastor Lorenzo Sewell argues that Trump's video was not racist for this reason.
The 180 Church tomorrow, I'm going to talk about why President Trump's post wasn't racist. This is my barber. This is G. Say what up to everybody, G.
Hey, what's happening?
I asked G a critical question that I know nobody out there is asking themselves is this question. How many people from the hood really even follow Truth Social? Have you thought about that? How many people from our communities really know? Now, G, did you see some post about Barack Obama?
Well, almost no one in any community follows Truth Social. So, yeah, I agree. That doesn't make the post not or yes racist, whether or not people saw it.
No.
You see that? G, how many people here you cut that's black in the hood? Everybody, right?
Yeah, I cut a lot of people. A lot of black.
Did they say anything to you?
No conversation.
That's my point. It is a cruel game the Democrats are playing with black people. They are trying to make people think that the president is racist and the post is racist about a social media platform that black people don't even follow.
I don't understand that point. Wait, so Democrats are playing a terrible game because they're saying, hey, depicting the Obamas as the most racist trope in the book is racist and and unbecoming of the president. And like, what is he even doing posting all these videos anyways? Do the president job. But somehow the Democrats are bad for pointing that out because black people wouldn't have even heard about it if it weren't for the Democrats pointing it out. Is that the argument? So that it's really the Democrats who are the racists for bringing it up? I love when they go, Democrats are trying to convince you that Trump is bad just because he did a thing, but we wouldn't even have noticed if he did the thing if you hadn't told us about it. No, but he still did the thing. That's our argument's just that he did the thing. And he wasn't even arguing the video itself wasn't racist. He was just saying people didn't see it. Well, that's a different argument. And we're going to get to it today's show. Caroline Leavitt in a press conference getting asked, does the White House have a problem with social media? Because Vance recently posted and deleted something. Trump has posted and deleted stuff, including that racist video. And that is what gets a lot of attention. I also just want to note, it doesn't make sense to me that the President of the United States is spending any time just like sharing reels with you like your friend would do. He just posted this. What is even the point of him spending any time posting this?
I did not expect this. Watch this.
I know I shouldn't have done this. I am 83 years old. I was in the McDonald's drive-thru this morning. The young lady behind me leaned on her horn and started mouthing some ugly things because I was taking too long to place my order. So when I got to the first window, I paid for her order along with my own. The cashier must have told her what I had done because as we moved up, she leaned out her window and waved to me. She began mouthing, thank you, probably feeling embarrassed that I had repaid her rudeness with kindness. When I got to the second window, I showed the server both receipts and I took her food too. Now she has to go back to the inn and start all over again. Don't blow your horn at old people.
What? First of all, that's an AI. That's an AI reaction or something. I don't know what is happening. I don't know why he posted that. I guess he resonates with it because he's thinking that's how I would deal with someone
McDonald's
being
cheeseburger.
he's just thinking about McDonald's, so he posted it, or he's thinking, ooh, that's a really good way to burn someone. I don't know. Then you have him posting great jobs numbers and that this is so great and everything's wonderful and this is proof. So he'll never, if the jobs numbers are bad, he'll fire the person who oversees the stats and say that they were manipulated, which we've had a bunch of bad jobs reports. Whenever they're decent or good, he says it's all because of him. Here's Fox News. Aaron Rupar put it this way. Maria Bartiromo and company are downright orgasmic over a better than expected January jobs report.
Let's get the jobs numbers right now from Cheryl.
Okay, all right. There's not a terrorist attack going on. I'm so sick of this. All right, and we have it right now. We have it all the president. We have it. We're gonna go to Cheryl. It's a jobs report. Oh, and we have it hidden live here, right? What are the jobs report? Oh, 120,000 jobs. Oh!
Let's get the jobs numbers right now from Cheryl. 130,000 jobs created for the month of January. Wow. The estimate was 70,000. Wow, I was right, Maria. 4.3% is the unemployment rate. The street was looking for 4.4%. Right. This is not the kind of report we expected to see, guys. Let me give you the government jobs picture. That is...
I love it. I love how, look at all these times when you had around that. So payroll growth rose to 130K in January, its highest level since Trump took office. Because since he took office, things have been terrible in the job market. So then it gets back up to a healthier figure. Look at all the times it was that or surpassing it under Biden. I never saw and we have a breaking right out of Washington, D.C. We have a person on the ground at the news of the jobs report who's speaking live to the statistician. Tell us the news, Maria. None of that. It'd be like, oh, I guess that's a good job report, huh? Oh, I guess so. But now that it's Trump, they're acting like this is groundbreaking. This line was the pre-pandemic average. Surpassed a lot under Biden. But it slowed a little at the end there. And then really started slowing and regressing under Trump in some months. But hey, I want good jobs reports. Of course. Then there is a lot of panic despite that one good report about the perception of Americans towards the economy and how they feel about the Republican Party, and the polling's looking bad. So different people are giving different takes. I saw Nikki Haley was on TV saying, Trump needs to focus more on affordability or fiscal responsibility. Here is someone named Emily Austin on Fox Business.
Historically speaking, the midterms tend to punish the president's party. So we need to work extra hard in this case. Less culture wars, less halftime debates, more focus on affordability, housing, healthcare, things that Gen Z especially care about, things that we need to rely on in our future is what we're looking for from the president. So this is incredible.
The great thing about this.
So I was thinking, less culture wars. That's a good point. If MAGA would obsess less over the Super Bowl and more about economic messaging and policy, maybe they would be in a better position. Then I was like, I feel like I recognize this Emily Austin person. Wait, she was the one who was filming herself at the Grammys being like, these celebrities are so woke.
Standing ovation for Ice.
This was like 1 week ago.
I love our law enforcement.
Except for the ones that got beat up on January 6th. So that's like culture war stuff. To go, I went to the Grammys to see if they would kick me out for sitting when everyone else was getting a standing ovation for Ice Out. Or she was saying how she was so brave for having an American flag purse. It's like, hey, we all like the American flag, okay? Chill. But I will credit her. She has called out the dumb outrage over the Super Bowl. So she was getting outraged over the Grammys. Feels like a similar vibe. But here she now is saying, okay, maybe we should focus less on culture wars. Good for her.